what I love about what you bring to the table as an MC is you sure, your words are heartfelt. When I listen to your music, I can hear, some things, man, are going on inside of you. You feeling however you feeling, but you express that. What I don't like, man, is hearing rappers really be fake and not who they are. And they don't really sound sure of themselves. But what is it? What has it been like being who you are and getting out doing your music? Have you been getting love? Have you not been getting love? And what has the journey been like on the creative side because of who you are?
I mean, it's been good. I mean, I don't come up against a lot of, opposition to what I do.
Okay.
Because the energy I put out there, kind of like you said, it's a confident energy. And because of that, I get a lot of affirmation back. I put a lot of gratitude out, I get a lot of affirmation and gratitude back. So I don't come up against a lot of obstacles in regards to my identity, because I own it. You know what I mean? I'm proud of it. And I just try to, as people will understand, they will understand, and those that don't, I don't typically waste my time, but those who want to understand, they'll understand, they'll get liberated alongside me, and we're going to keep pushing, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, those are the type of people that tend to gravitate toward my music, those who are confident, who believe in liberation, who believe in the rights of everybody to live their life, live their best life fully. And anybody who's a hater can get to stepping, So yeah, so in that front, I think I've been fine.
So how do you choose? I listen to your music, man. Your music has a, do you choose your beats? Is D-Ray choosing your beats? How is that process? How do you determine what it is that you want to get on? What's your musical process?
Yeah, I mean, I shop around, I listen to stuff. I usually know, 30, 40 seconds into a track, whether or not it has potential for me to be on.
Take you that long, 30, 40 seconds?
Yeah, because, I gotta hear how it's structured.
Everything working. All right.
Yeah. So, if it don't drop right when the hook's supposed to come in, I might not want to get on it. You know what I mean? Like, I want to hear all of the build that the producer has worked on before I make a decision on whether or not I want to approach writing it. But yeah, I choose all the beats I write to. That's all me.
If you had a choice to work with somebody, who would you like to work with?
Well, Mariah Carey sits at the top of that list, but in terms of rap, I say that very seriously.
That was an inside. That was an inside eye roll.
Aside, but I, again, being honest. But in terms of MCs, I would definitely like to do something with Rhapsody, Lupe Fiasco, Sheikah. Who else?
Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, people I know, local artists and stuff, some of whom I've already collaborated with. But yeah.
Cool.
So how do you feel about where music is headed right now for an independent artist? What's your perspective on how things are changing and in favor of the independent artists? I know you got D-Ray in your corner, so I know D-Ray has you got a lot of knowledge walking with you. So besides D-Ray, I want to hear D-Ray talk. I want to hear, because I know if you say something, I know D-Ray said it, because I know
well, first of all, hold on. Before she goes, let me just interject real quick. I pride myself on being around very highly intelligent people. I will say publicly, Demi's smarter than me, so that helps me stay in my lane. Okay, that really helps me. No, I'm just keep it real. That helps me stay in my lane, because I already know that I'm dealing with a mastermind. And
Yeah,
so
he told me, he's like, well, he said, man, she a genius. Like, if she tell me something's gonna work, he's like, I have my way it's gonna work, and she said, no, do it like this and watch it in turn. And he said that before, because I was looking for that segue, because he just played right into my hand, right? But he told me that he said he thought she was a musical genius. He said because he tried to, figure that something would work a certain way, and he was like, well, if you just tell him to do it this other way, and he'll sit back and it kind of works out like how you thought it was. So